Alright guys, we got the All Powers S2000 Pro. I just got it plugged into the wall right now because our house runs off solar. So we're doing a first test. It started at 5%, a little less than 1,000 watts. And as we creep up on the percentage, the intelligent controller is telling it to increase its wattage. So it's not just gonna dump full charging load on this thing all at once when it's emptied. I drained it right down to 5%, and as you can see, as we're getting closer to 10%, it is starting to pick up the input wattage. Let's see how high it'll go. I believe it'll go up to around 1500, which is going to be good for all 15 amp circuits in your house. And now that we're at 10%, we're basically, I have the larger unit, the R2500, and it caps at about 1490, so we're sitting at about the same. And we actually hit a 15 for a second there. So basically 1500 guys, or about 12 amps, 12 to 13 amps, this thing will be drawing at its full draw, and that's gonna get it charged in about an hour. So now that we're at the max, we're gonna go ahead and charge this up full through the house since we're on solar anyway, and then we're gonna do some draw tests and load testing on it. And once we get it down to about 50%, I have a couple 100 watt All Powers folding solar panels, and then I have a 600 watt All Powers folding solar panel. We got a cloudy day today, so we'll work on getting this thing charged up and doing some power load testing. And as soon as we get a sunny day, we're gonna get some solar input testing. And for the solar input, it's got it on the side here. I believe you can go, here it is right here. So you can get 13 amps max, and it's 12, it's hard to read on there, but it's 12 to 150 volts. So you can actually do quite a large voltage range on here. The nice thing is, with the 12 volts, you can actually, it's not recommended, but you can plug the 12 volts directly into a 12 volt battery or a 48 volt battery, anything within that range, and it'll actually draw 13 amps. So if you put this up to a 12 volt battery, it'll bring in about 150 watts. And if you do a 48 volt battery, you're gonna get pretty much maximum charging, because 13 times 50 watts, or 50 basically, you'll be getting about 700 actually. So 700 watts through that. But we're gonna be hooking up to a 600 watt solar panel soon here. And you turn on your AC loads here, which will give you those 4. And for the AC, we can actually, it is 2,400 watts max draw out of the AC side. And on the DC side, we get 100 watts on each of these type C's. And then we get 15 watts for the USB A's, which is really good for USB A. That works out to about 2.4 amps at 5 volts. All right guys, so here we are at the bottom. The capacity is 1.45 kilowatt hours, or 1,451 watt hours. So that's a 12 volt deep cycle lithium is about 1,200. So this is a little bit bigger than a 12 volt 100 amp hour lithium battery. This one specifically is 43.2 volts at 33 amp hours. And then so for our input, you can see from the AC side, it is 1,500 watts. We already seen that. And for solar, you can get 1,000 watts, guys. So 12 to 150 volts, 13 amps max. So hitting that 1,000 watts is gonna depend on your voltage. If you only have like a 20 volt solar panel, guys, so that'd be 260 watts you could get in on 20 volt panels. But if you run them in in series and get that voltage up, you're gonna, for 13 amps to get 1,000 watts, you're gonna need to be at least about 80 volts, probably 80 to 90 volts. So your ideal setup for this, I would say, is if you want to get that full 1,000 watts, would be between 100 and 150 volts would be a good series to set up. And for the car charger, 12 or 24 volts. But as I was saying, you can get around that by going through this port and wire it to a 48 volt battery, and that'll get you 13 amps at 48 volts, which is going to be closer to 700 watts for your, if you're charging from a battery. So that is one way around. It's not recommended, but it does work. I have tested this. I can make a video on it just to show you guys actually. So let's get on. So we got our charge temperature, 0 degrees Celsius to 40 degrees Celsius, which is really good for living in Canada. It gets cold here. Discharge, you can actually discharge this all the way down to minus 10 degrees Celsius. And so our total AC DC output max is going to be 2,700 watts. And you guys can just pause and read this. I won't go over all those small stats for you, but that's your USB and DC outs. And then your AC output, it's got a 2,400 watt max, which is really good for a unit of this size. And it'll surge at 4,000 watts. So if you're running a welder or an air compressor or microwave, something that really, or even an air conditioner, when that compressor kicks on, you're gonna get a surge. So a surge of up to 4,000 watts is extremely good, guys. So I'm just gonna go ahead and post this initial video, and then we'll have a separate video of doing some load testing and see, just in the 3 minutes of this video, we've gone from 5% to 20%. So in 3 minutes, it's gone up 15%, or an average of 5% a minute. That's extremely good. But yeah, that'll be it for this video, guys. And we'll have another one doing some load testing, and then we'll have a third video of hooking up a bunch of different solar arrays to it. I have a 6,000 watt solar array. I might reconfigure some of those panels to get us up to the 1,000 watts. Since I only have a couple 100 watts individual panels and then a 600 watt individual panel. So I may go ahead and wire up that, guys, and see if we can pull a good 1,000 watts into this off solar. And then we'll do a final review after the solar testing. So thanks for watching this video, guys.